Good morning, y'all. This is Robert Davis back with you. This morning we're going to do pretty much a final touch on the parameterized query program that we've been working on for the last two tutorials. And so let's go ahead and get started. What we've done, I'm going to open up the Absolute Database Manager, and I'll reopen the database. And you see what we've done is we've added a suppliers table. Structure is here. Supplier ID is the auto inc. That's maintained by Absolute Database Engine. Supplier name, supplier phone, supplier email. Just so we can get a hold of them. And based on the supplier ID, we go to the orders table and we've added a supplier ID field of type integer, which the auto inc is. And so we can eventually relate those two tables, but right now they're not related. Let's close it. They're not related in the application yet, at any rate. So we'll close that so we don't get any exclusive locks, and go to Delphi and open up our quotations project. And here we have the form from last time. You notice all that stuff, the database stuff, has been moved off of this form, so it doesn't obscure things. But more importantly, that it is one place that we can just use the unit in the different forms and talk to and from these items. And you see in our orders table, you see the supplier ID's been updated in there, and supplier table. There you go. That's all good. Supplier ID probably ought to go up here because it's maintained by the Absolute Database Engine. So there's that. And then we still have our parameterized query. Let me see. I forgot to check this. Params. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't hold that at design time. Anyway, so back to the main form. What we did was on the DB grid, we went to the columns editor, and on description, we changed the button style to button CBS ellipsis from CBS auto. So that gives us a button on a click on the description field. And then let's see, we can close this. And then here is the suppliers form, and you notice it has everything we need from the suppliers table. And except in the DB Navigator, we've removed the delete button because you can't delete suppliers. That would cause you a lot of problem with the history of your database and tables. If you deleted suppliers, they need to stay in there. So we've removed the ability to delete those, at least by the DB Navigator. If you find a way, well, so be it. Anyway, and then in the, see, and go to the code, and this is the dbgrid1 edit button click event. And all we're doing is doing a form 2 show. Form 2 is the suppliers form. And we're constantly firing this on different events. The SQL query, we're firing it at least on 3 different events that occur in table 1 or table 2. And you see we've moved the code to the events are moved to the data module that happened at the tables. That's really where they belong. And I guess we could have moved the get quote total over there too, but it didn't seem any point to move that at this point because this is the main form, so it's public to all the other units. Then we wrote that button code. Oh, and we wrote the code for save and exit, and I'll show you that. Go here, and this is what it does. We do a with, do begin end. On table 2, we put it in the edit mode. We assign the supplier ID as integer to be table 3's field by name supplier ID as integer. Then we post that, and then we close the form. So you can see, we'll go ahead and run this and do a few things. Let's go over here. We'll do a water softener. And we'll click the ellipse button, and we'll make that kinetic energies, and we'll save and close. So when we go back over to our database manager, if it's going to let us open this, just a view, we'll see here. No, it's not going to. So we'll just close this and reopen, and we'll go to the data of the orders table, and let's see, what did we I'm sorry, my short-term memory is really bad. Anyway, we updated the supplier ID field for that particular item. Let's do one more and close the database so we don't get in trouble. And let's see. Oh, it was water softener, and we'll do the electric blender too. We use Martin & Martin for the electric blender. So we have 2 and 4 water softener electric blender. We'll close this. Go to the database manager. Reopen. And orders. Let's see. Where's our water softener? Here it is. Yep, number 4. And What else did we do? It's an item 2. There it is, the electric blender. Now, was that a... And here's another issue. This one was an electric blender, and so was this one. They may be from the same supplier, maybe different models, what have you. So you've got to provide for those possibilities as you develop your application. So we'll close this. Go back over here. And I think I mentioned it, but I'll mention it again, that you cannot delete, at least from the DB Navigator, you cannot delete suppliers, because that would mess up your history of older quotations that have gone by, and that would detach them from a relationship possibility. So don't do that. Don't try to do it through the database manager either. Just leave those records where they're at so you have a accurate history of your quotations and the items and the suppliers. So I'm not going to save and close. I'm going to close. And there you go. There you have it. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments section. And if you enjoyed this, be nice if you'd like it, and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get notified of new tutorials or videos as I post them. But I've really enjoyed this. My name is Robert Davis again, and I hope you have the wonderful rest of the week. And the weekend's here. It's Friday here anyway, and early in the morning. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much. Goodbye.